Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today we're going to compare two of the giants from the NASB 1995 world, and that is the Schuyler Quentel NASB 95 Full Yap and the NASB Reader's Bible from Allan. Both of them are in black goatskin, so we're going to get a really good, nice comparison here. So let's check them both out. They are both obviously going to be full yap because all of your Allans have that full yap, and then this is the full yap Quentel. So let's look at the covers first. This is a natural grain goatskin, and then when you open it, you have a navy Merava calfskin liner. Beautiful. Paper end sheet. I think that's something Allan could improve, is to go ahead and go with more of a synthetic, nice leather looking end sheet to kind of dress it up a little bit, kind of like some of your rebinders do. With the Schuyler, you have a beautiful goatskin. I'm not sure the type of goatskin, but you can see the grain is very different between the two. This has a more deep pebbly grain. This one's a bit more smooth. Now I understand some of the older Schuylers used to have this more pebbly grain, and it has some of the purest upset. Now let's look at the yap work and the tool work. Okay, the tool work on the Schuyler is very nice. I really like it. I would say it's comparable to the Allan. A nice little difference, and this is something I never thought I could like. I love perimeter stitching, which is something that Schuyler does. They perimeter stitch all their covers. Allan does not. They do a perimeter tool line, and I tell you what, I like it. I didn't think I would, but I really do. I'm a big fan of perimeter stitch work, but that perimeter tool line really gives it that dressy edge. And some people express concern that maybe this will fall apart because it's not reinforced with that stitching, but that's not going to be a problem. That glue tends to hold, and even if it does, you can glue it back down, which you shouldn't have to ever. Now let's look at the spines. Schuyler elects to go with a more raised hub and tool them out. Of course, both of them have the silver, while Allan tends to go with not necessarily a raised hub, but they just kind of tool it out. So these are flat, but they're tooled out to give it the look of hubs. I think both of these are just absolutely excellent, absolutely beautiful. You can see that the Schuyler is just a touch taller, so that yap is a little bit bigger. So I think the footprint of the block is essentially the same on these. So this one's just got a little bit more of a cover to it. Looks really nice. Both of them have three really nice Beresford ribbons. Schuyler elected to go with red to accent their red liner, and Allan decided to go with a silver to go with their silver line theme. So now let's look at the liners and the corners and do a quick comparison. I'm telling you, there's really not a lot of difference here. These guys are both swinging for the fences and landing in their corner work, in their gilt line work. It's just really beautifully done. And again, I think Schuyler kind of wins when it comes to the end sheet here. They use more of a leather looking kind of vinyl end sheet to where this is a paper. So I'm going to give Schuyler the edge on this. I'm going to call it a tie on the corners. I'm going to call it a tie on the covers. One thing I will knock Schuyler on is with their full yap Bibles, they tend to always factor the Jerusalem cross for the whole cover. So once that yap begins to get trained, it looks terribly off center. It really gets on my nerves, but it's not something they're going to fix, but it is something that I figured I'd point out. So now let's look at their gilding. So when you look at Allan's gilding, you're going to see that that's a silver with a blue underneath of it. Really beautiful. And with Schuyler, they did a silver, but they made an interesting decision with the red. But when you consider the red liner, the red ribbons, I do believe that was the right call. So once you open them, now this one's a little more used than this one, so it's got a couple dinks and scars in the gilding. That wasn't that way from the beginning. I really honestly wish that Schuyler would have went ahead and went with the blue. I think when you have a silver gilding, the blue accents just look beautiful with it. Now there's nothing wrong with the red, and I definitely like the pop of the red liner here. So it would definitely look strange if Schuyler went with blue on their art gilding or their page edge die, but it is very nice. Now let's take a look at the blocks and the paper, and this is really where I think Allan blows the Schuyler away. This is a 36 GSM Prima Bible coated paper. This is a 28 GSM coated French Indopaque paper. So both really high quality papers, but when you really consider, number one, the ease of the turning of the page, it's so easy to get a hold of this 36 GSM Bible paper. This thin 28 GSM, it just feels, number one, it feels like you're going to tear it. And number two, it does ghost. Now, they both ghost a little bit, but obviously when you have paper that's 8 GSM less, it's going to ghost a little bit more. Now, on camera, it's really hard to tell the difference, but there is definitely a significant difference. So a couple things about the layout now. With the Quentel, what you're going to get is you're going to get your bottom references, your red accents. I love the red accents on this. I love that they really went for the red theme here. If you're going to go with the red, then go for it. Again, I think it would have been really nice to go with blue, but if you're going to go with red, let's go for it, and it looks really sharp. Another thing I think they got right on the Quentel is they did not do red letter. I think if you're going to have red accents, you just do away with red letters with the words of Christ, because it just kind of overwhelms you and overpowers you with red. So you have double column, 11-point font, you have some corner notes, and then you have your bottom references. So it kind of keeps everything out of the way. I really wish they would have done away with the corner notes because it makes your columns kind of uneven. But this is a superb layout with an 11-point font. And when you get back to the concordance, oh my goodness, I don't know why they do this, but they do it. Why? What is that, like a 3-point font? It's ridiculous. Just get rid of the concordance already. Or if you're going to do it, make it larger, give up some thickness. Their maps are outstanding. Now when you compare it to the NASB reader, you have your center column references, you have your double column. This is a 10-point font. Of course, both are line matched, both are text justified. So that really disguises and masks that ghosting. And then when you get to the New Testament, the words of Christ and this are also in black. So really beautiful. Now when you get to the back of the Schuyler, you don't have much as far as note pages go here. You got some end sheets and that's it. When you get to the back of the Allan, this is really cool. First of all, once again, tiny concordance. Come on, guys. You can do better than this. It's ridiculous. But once you get past the concordance, once again, you have beautiful maps, just like the Schuyler maps. But something that really sets Allan apart is you get 32 lined sheets of note paper. So you can take your notes, and it can kind of keep it out of your Bible. So you're not highlighting your actual Bible, you're only writing in your notes. Now, some people love to write in premium Bibles, I do not. So real quickly, just so you can see, get a look at that overhead view and tell me, which one do you like better? I think they're both beautiful. I think they're both very well done. And I think Schuyler killed it, and I think that Allan killed it. These are high-end publishers for a reason. Now, again, Schuyler, you got to deal with that Jerusalem cross. Having that thing off center is just plain annoying. But otherwise, these guys both did a fabulous job. There you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. It's your Nicholsworth.